Okay, so up until this point, we've been adding, but now we're subtracting. Okay, so now this whole set of parentheses is being subtracted from this. So this subtraction applies to every term inside the parentheses that it's in front of. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by rewriting this problem without the parentheses. And how? Well, these front parentheses actually don't really mean anything, so I'm just going to copy these two terms. But these parentheses indicate that this minus sign applies to everything inside. So what that looks like is that this 7x is being subtracted, and that this negative x to the fourth is being subtracted. Well, minus a negative becomes plus, so this is positive. So you can view it as I'm subtracting 7x, or I'm subtracting a negative, or you can view this as like, oh, this is like a -1 right here being multiplied. -1 times 7 is -7. -1 times -1x to the fourth is positive x to the fourth. Okay, either way you view it, this is the result. Now, when you go to combine like terms, keep in mind that you want it in standard form. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to find the biggest exponent first and actually combine those two terms first, so that when you write it, your term with the largest exponent is first. So this is 5x to the fourth plus 1x to the fourth. That's 6x to the fourth. And then we're also going to combine, I noticed this has an x and this also has an x. Those are like terms. That's 3 negatives, 7 more negatives. That's a total of 10 negatives. Okay, so right now, pause the video and try these two, because here's what's going to happen. You're going to make some mistakes. And what's really important in this topic is that you make some mistakes and then observe them. Okay, so for real, pause and try. Okay, I'm going to go over them, but if you pause and try first, it's going to give you this opportunity to kind of observe what mistakes you might make. All right, let's take a look. This negative sign applies to each of these terms inside. So this becomes 3x to the third plus 4x, right? Look, these terms aren't changing, but this is minus 2x, and this is minus negative. That's plus x to the third. Now I'm going to combine my like terms. Look, I like how some of you put like a little 1 right here. That's totally fine. 3x to the third plus 1x to the third is 4x to the third. And then 4x minus 2x is positive 2x. Okay, so hopefully you did this problem on your own. Go back, find any mistakes that you made, observe them, see what you can fix. Okay, here, this negative sign applies to each of these terms. This is negative 7r squared minus 5 minus 4r, and then look, this is minus 4r and minus 2. Now, in this case, these are my only like terms, right? This and this are not like terms because this has an r squared and this just has an r. Okay, now, however, don't combine these first. When I bring them down, let's bring it down in standard form. Biggest exponent first, followed by this term with only the r, and then I'm going to combine my like terms. These are two constant terms, -5, and 2 more negatives is -7. Okay. Now, here, difference, okay? Remember, sum means adding, right? Difference means subtracting, all right? Now, here is a really important term, this idea of subtracted from. Okay, look, if I take, let's say Bob takes cookies from Sally, right? Let's just use random, okay? See how the word Bob comes first? Like Bob's name comes first. But here's the thing, who started with the cookies? Actually, Sally started with the cookies, right? And then Bob took them away. So even though Bob's name comes first in the sentence, the cookies are actually going from Sally to Bob. It's going in the opposite order, okay? So just be aware of that. That's just how like the grammatical structure is. Okay, so if I want 3 subtracted from 7, that actually means I'm starting with the 7 and I'm taking away 3. Okay, so just notice that switch in order. All right, and the same thing is going to happen here. Okay, so watch what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to put parentheses just around my math, just to make it easier to see. And I'm starting with this, and I'm subtracting this from it. Okay, so start with this. Okay, I'm starting with this, and I'm subtracting this from it. So this now it's just like the problem above. Okay, I'm going to copy this first set of terms. These aren't being subtracted, but 6n is being subtracted. Negative 2n squared is being subtracted, right? Subtracting a negative becomes positive. Now let's combine our like terms, okay? I see the largest exponents first, followed by this next pair of like terms. 3n minus 6n is negative 3n. And then this one doesn't have a like term, but you need to bring it down. And notice I'm checking, I've underlined all the terms. That makes sure I get all of them. Okay? Again, please pause and try this. Pause and try this, okay? Don't skip the trying part, because that's your opportunity to make mistakes and kind of screw up and see what happens and how we can fix it, okay? Okay, so hopefully, look, you should have tried this already. Here we go. Okay, this is being subtracted from this. So I'm starting. And then taking away this, I'm subtracting this. Okay, so again, this negative sign applies to each piece of this minus n to the third minus 5n. Look, right, that was positive. I'm subtracting it. This is minus negative 9. That becomes plus 9, okay? Notice this was positive, became negative. This was positive, became negative. This was negative, became positive. Okay, now let's combine our like terms, looking for the largest exponents first. That's 3 minus 1. That's 2n to the third. Then I have negative 4 and negative 5n. It's negative 9n. And finally, 2 plus 9 is 11. This is my answer. Okay, go ahead and try the problems on the back.